Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunaraitam Sadguru Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to Kailash Kotyar Manifesting Power Session. Welcome all the God and Goddesses, all the Paramashivas. Welcome back to Kailash Kotyar. I apologize for not having the video today. I'll be having the video from tomorrow. I set everything, the internet is fine. I'm sorry, Sharmai, that I did not have the last session, proper video, audio, internet. Now the internet is settled down.
That's okay.
So we manifested one at a time. I want to make sure you guys are back and we can manifest more powers, enjoying the power manifestations. Swamiji has been loading us with so many cognitions and new. I'm like, I should give this to the people and we should start manifesting this power, that power. So it's really exciting that now Swamiji is blessed Madhveds to come to Trinidad for some time. So I'm here in Trinidad and Tobago, enjoying this place and settling with the new plan here. So here Swamiji is talking about the unclutching. I want to again go over unclutching because the most beautiful technique is the unclutching. And Swamiji always spoke about it, like first when he started talking about the state of Paramashiva and space of Paramashiva and the beings of Paramashiva, he's been continuously, one thing he has kept it always is unclutch, because that is the perfect and most profound and most powerful technique. So here he says every time when we have thoughts, it's perfectly fine to have thoughts, but the thoughts becoming pattern is the whole problem. See, the superb thing is once we start doing all these techniques, the technique starts possessing us and supporting us. That is a very big, beautiful thing that happens. The most beautiful thing is once you start ferociously, it just you need to get a ferocious startup, because once you start, then the mind settles down. But initially the mind like, oh my God, what is the use of doing all this? It doesn't make sense. Why you will not understand? Thousands and crores of people happening in front of you cannot be an illusion, delusion, all kinds of ideas it gives. But once you break that and say, no, if it is thousands or millions, it is a delusion. What I am looking at, I'm going to go into from the space of unclutching, look at everything. Maybe the first few times it looks like it doesn't make sense. It is not profitable. It is not giving us result. It is not helping us in any way. All that ideas come up. But after some time, you feel the space is so profound, especially when you're going through ups and downs. You can see yourself apart from you. And that space gives you such a power to change what's happening in front of you. When you start understanding the thoughts are becoming the patterns. When patterns are happening, when we go through a pattern, we feel really horrible. When we are away from it and able to see the pattern, when we are going through, we have such a power over the pattern which is happening to us. You feel very clearly you're not connected to the pattern which is happening to you. You feel like completely calm, restful, aware, even when the pattern is happening to you. And that is one of the most profound gift that Swamiji has given, the unclutched space. When we start practicing, one beautiful click Swamiji gave in yesterday's satsang, he said, only one thing, you have to be in completely bliss. he says like how we are in the first love or first time when we fell in love, we never bothered about anything. That itself takes to us to a very unclutched space, because we are not worried about somebody shouting us. We are not worried about somebody asking us to do something, or nothing matters at that point, right? But that was something which we experienced the first time. So it was like played up so beautiful and so nice. Same thing, the same oneness that you feel with Swamiji, just melting down the space of Swamiji, you will understand that same thing will happen to you, but much higher cognition. You will not fall in love, you will raise in love. Literally what he says, raise in love. You will start understanding the patterns happening in your life, and you going through such a bliss in spite of the patterns. And you also understand that he said the will persistence. If you imagine yourself, the whole thing which is happening to you as an illusion and the delusion, we think the rope, and then we think add the fear and make it a snake, and for life we are always scared of a rope becoming a snake. But if you remove that fear, the snake will become like a rope, and rope will be a rope. Simply you will not have the emotional attachment to that. Swamiji says very clearly, when we are running our life, it's like driving a car without a brake. We are driving the car of our life without a brake. So we literally bump into things and get hurt. And then we are very upset. We are frustrated. We are irritated. We complain. All kinds of things happens out of us because we are driving. We decided to drive the car without the brake. Now he's telling very clearly he's giving the brake. So let's start using the brake. The brake that he's giving is the bliss. If you add the bliss, you'll know when to put the brake, where to put the brake, how to put the brake. You will simply know, because you are totally in unclutched space. You are in such a blissful space. With the bliss, you cannot go wrong. You cannot make a mistake. When you're so happy, you will land up only correct things. Only when you are not happy, you mess up everything. When you are completely happy in oneness space, you can't mess up. It's like how Swamiji says, if you drink malic acid and clean your stomach, you cannot get irritated. Even somebody irritates you to the core, it will not happen, because their tummy, everything is empty. There is nothing. Absolutely clean. Even somebody shouts at you, you just look at them. What is wrong with you? You will not get irritated. See, physically removing it. And then mentally removing it is put the whole bliss in it and put the brake. So the car does not get crashed. Even if it gets crashed, you will know how much of intensity it happened, how much it happens, because you are putting the brake exactly when you need. The bliss is the brake that he's given us, the exact thing that we needed, which was missing in our car. Where we go and crash, and then we realize, oh my God, then root shock wakes us up and then say, no, we are going to do power manifestation, powerful cognition from today. No, we don't want to do that. We know how to drive a life. We know how to go about. From the beginning, we'll put the brake properly where it required, from the context that I am in oneness with Paramashiva. That only matters. Everything which is happening is only my delusion and illusion. I am not going to give high priority to that. You making that decision again and again, initially it's going to be like, what is this? Like everybody in the world is doing that and you're doing something else. Or you feel like, what is wrong if I can give priority? The problem is when we are engaged with life into life. See, you running a movie and you directing is perfectly fine. That's what you were doing when you were 0 to 7 years or 7 to 14 maximum. But after that, you becoming a character in the movie is like the running without the brake. Because you don't know what you're doing, what is happening, what to judge, how to plan, how to do, what to go about, what is your purpose, why you're doing what you're doing. everything is a mess because you are not looking from the right space. The right space is oneness. Once you fix the right space, this is my space, the bliss. I'm not going to get out of this place. Whatever happens, I am very clear that bliss is my space. So the oneness is my space. From that space, I'm looking at everything. Whatever is happening, good or bad, up or down, complain or not complain, money or no money, everything only from that bliss space. That is will persistence. Will persistent to hold that oneness space as your lifestyle. How you're now holding your mind as your lifestyle, living that oneness as your lifestyle, going on again and again. No, this is not only living out of the mind. I'm not interested. Now, come on, let's live out of the oneness. Again and again aligning, maybe for Swamiji says 11 days, we will be struggling with no going back and forth. But after that, you will see suddenly, hey, doesn't all this look like a movie in front of us? It's like a reality show. No, they show the 3D, 4D movie. Just you can touch that, feel that, everything. But it's not you. That's not you. That's only your delusion. How in the dream, if somebody comes and tells you, hey, you're dreaming, you'll be like, wow, thank God I'm dreaming. And when you wake up, you're like, thank God it's a dream. If you had a bad dream, right? That's exactly, even now we are in illusion and delusion because it's not powerful cognition which is possessing us. Then we are deluded. Only powerful cognition is supposed to hold us. If that's not happening, somewhere we are in delusion and delusion. We are not realizing because we do not decide it. Now you decided forcefully that I am going to be in bliss with Swamiji. Completely oneness with Swamiji and completely only manifesting my life. Everything as a manifestation. If I connect to Swamiji and ask something, it is going to become my reality. It is becoming my reality. Again and again, I'm going to do that. Instead of living out of my thinking mind, which is only destroying me because it is running without fuel, running without the petrol and brake and everything. It is going to crash somewhere. And then I'm going to wake up. Why would I do again the same mistake? I am going to decide I'm going to be in oneness. From oneness, whatever happens, that's enough for some time. Declare that whatever happens from the bliss that Swamiji says, if whatever happens, let it happen. Maybe there'll be a little struggle for me because when I learned to walk, I did the same thing. When I learned to eat, I did the same thing. When I learned to speak also, that was a mess. But same thing, we will start living out of the bliss as our primary space and everything else as unclutched space. Let's see what happens. From this, if you see a powerful cognition, you will not get affected by anything outside. If you're not getting affected by outside world, you will be such a full inside. You will be so beautiful inside that you will project that as your outside. Now comes the whole thing. That goes into the beautiful cycle. So you're projecting something good. So more and more good, you want to catch the good and more project good. So it gets into the beautiful cycle. Your whole patterns just wither away because you are not giving priority. See, thoughts are not a problem. Thoughts are perfectly fine. In my dream, I have thoughts. But when I go to my deep sleep, I decide to switch off that. See, when you're going to sleep, everybody, what would you? We just think of something, and just fall to sleep. We use the thought to fall to sleep, actually. We use the thoughts, we keep thinking something, and slowly we just goes off. Same way, when we go into the deep sleep, we have 3 bodies. Sthula, Shukshma, Karna, Sarira. That means 3 bodies we use. So when I go into the dream state, I am not using this body. I have another body which just throws the thoughts and I'm just with the thoughts. It is not hurting me because I'm just with the thoughts. But when I go into the Karna Sarira, I switch off the thoughts. When I go to the dream, I switch off the identity. Who's doing? I am only doing. Consciously, I am making the mind do it because that's how I've trained the mind. Now I'm going to train the mind when I'm awake to live in the bliss. If I train the mind, it will do that also. It is us who has decided how to live life. If we want to drive a car without a brake, then we decide that and get excited. Oh, it's like we want to like eat chili and say, it is so nice, it's so nice, but we are actually burning our tongue. But you can also live so beautifully in the bliss without anything affecting you when you decide. So first, get yourself grounded to bliss. What a statement. Get grounded to the whole bliss just in oneness, continuously melting in Swamiji. Just think your body is just melting in that oneness. And only Swamiji exists. And next, when you're seeing your pattern, just hold on to the whole thing. Don't get yourself involved in the pattern. You are involved as a character in the pattern, you get destroyed. You look at the pattern as is, it'll just fade away. It'll become redundant, irrelevant, because you're so much in bliss. Whether it is a rope or snake, you won't be bothered. You will just say, okay, what's the big point? Whether it is a rope or snake, it doesn't make sense. I am in complete bliss. It will get no value to all that. The more you're able to see no value to your pattern, the more bliss you'll be oozing the bliss. Simply that will reflect your outer. Whatever is your inner space is going to project in the outer world. You be very clear in your inner space, your outer world will be very clear. So let's take 5 minutes and write down wherever our cognition is. Can we replace with the bliss as our brake in the car? Let's put the brake from today. We'll have the bliss at the brake. We know where to brake and stop going crazy with the patterns. And we'll start driving the car with complete bliss. So we don't have any more crashes happening, any more tantrums, any more chaos happening in our life. Let's make a conscious decision. So take few problems, write down. Okay, I have this financial problem. I have this relationship problem. I have this health problem. These three are my major problem. So what am I doing? Right now, I'm worried. Right now, I'm scared. Right now, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, these are my thought currents. I understand. Now I'm going to replace with the same thought currents as I am bliss, completely oneness with Swamiji, who's going to heal all these things. If I replace, only the healing will happen. This is the medicine for that. So this is the brake for the car. So I am replacing all this thought. No more worries. Every time my body says, my mind says, I'm worried, I'm going to replace it. I am in bliss with Paramashiva. Paramashiva is taking care of my wealth. Paramashiva is taking care of my relationship. Paramashiva is taking care of my health. He knows how to take care. I am going to be living with Paramashiva. I am Swamiji. Swamiji heals everything. Swamiji takes care of everything. Swamiji, in spite of so many problems, he is able to do it. I can do it. He said I can do it, so I can do it. Whichever statement clicks with you, write down that and complete it. After that, you cannot worry. The worry comes, understand you're going to crash. You're removing the brake. Replace the brake with the bliss. Simply, you'll see it vanish away. You'll become the most brilliant, most beautiful, most greatest. People will be running around you to be with you. Think abundance will be showering on you. If it is happening for Swamiji, it has to happen. He did it, he got it. We'll do it, we'll get it. That's all he's saying. I'm just telling you the science which I am following. So let's become Swamiji. He's giving us the science. He's giving us the initiation. And he's telling us, let's do it. That's all. So it's our decision to do it. How we are deciding all the other things. We have to unlearn whatever we have learned so many years and start putting the brake very clearly. Bliss is the brake. Bliss is the biggest puzzle piece. If we fix that, everything else will just disappear out of our life. Only will be melting, melting, melting in complete. He says, one little taste in your tip of your tongue, you are getting so melted. If your whole body, all the cells getting the taste of Paramashiva, how you will melt? Just for some thing, and we like a chocolate and we want to eat it, one tip of the tongue, that's all it is, few cells. If our whole body is experiencing that, whole body can experience the chocolate, what will happen? That is Paramashiva. So obviously, the more we melt, the more we'll start enjoying the nectar of Paramashiva. So let's take 5 minutes, write down the problems, and complete all the problems by fixing our break that bliss is the ultimate solution that Swamiji has given. Ananda, the complete bliss that we can experience in oneness with Swamiji, the space of Swamiji. So let's take few minutes, write down, and then we'll go to the power manifestation. Yes, we'll play the Mahavakyama.
Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam, Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, silicon, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. The Shastra.
Yeah, thank you, ma. Having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object along with the thought and impression of it. Exactly what Swamiji is giving us, the unclutch technique. When you unclutch from the knowledge and the ideas, the thoughts, the impression, whatever we have from the object, that the object is separate from us, the object is this, object is that. Instead of that, the beautiful space that he says, "Oh Devi," one abides in Sunya, the nothingness, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is the state of all inclusive and infinity. If you see ourselves, how we are all present, how, suppose if I take my body, I want to move my toes, I move my leg and that moves the toes. Same way, if I move my hand, the air around me also moves, which is also the same consciousness. And then the object which I want to move, like I want to move the toes, same way that object also moves, because that is also consciousness. You are understanding that my body is connected to my leg, which is connected to my toe as consciousness, and all the matter is connected, which is moving. Again, if you see the whole consciousness, everything other than the eternal Nitya is matter, which is again the Nitya is the consciousness. Everything, every matter is filled with consciousness. That is why we are in the, like how you are inside a movie theater, you are watching a movie, whatever you do, you are inside the movie theater. Like that, we are inside the consciousness. So whether it is my toe I'm moving or an object I'm moving, everything is done as consciousness, not as matter. My leg doesn't know how to move the toes because the whole consciousness is telling and giving signal. Then the neural system works and muscles work and the bones work and everything starts working layer by layer by layer. Same way, how I have a thought that I have to move object on a platform, I give a instruction to the air around me, to the object that I need to move, everything exactly same to the consciousness. So what happens? My consciousness says move the air. The air moves. My consciousness says move the object. The air moves the object. Then the object also moves. That means I exist in everything. How I exist under the skin here, I exist in the furniture, I exist in everything. Everything around me, I exist in that as much as I reflection that exists in this body. Swamiji beautifully says, I also exist in as a reflection in my body. So it is not only my body I exist everywhere, all pervasive, but only from the space of restful awareness, the sunya, nothingness, I will realize that. So we bringing from the patterns to thoughts to nothingness simply will make us connect to all this in the deepest, subtlest way. I holding that context that I am not the body, I am not the thought, I am not the pattern, I am the consciousness. Completely the consciousness starts moving my body. How it moves my body, same way it moves the objects around me. The same way how you move your toes, you're not doing anything different moving an object on the tab. Exactly same. Because you're not touching the toe, same way you're not touching the object. Tell yourself very clearly, if I can move my toes and I give instruction, my right toe, I am able to do exactly same way. If I say an object on where I placed have to move, same way it will move. There is no different. Here the mind gives the instruction because you have given the instruction to the mind. Here directly you're giving instruction, that's all. But both instruction are coming from the conscious space. Both the source is only consciousness. So either I go through the mind and then give the instruction, or I just directly give the instruction. It's one and the same. So let's hold everything in oneness space. From just melting in the bliss, let's move the object on the tab. So we are going to put the instruction for moving the object. Yes, ma'am, we can put the instruction. You can place it on a flat surface, on a tab, or let's not do on the hand. We are very professional in that. Let's get it to a flat surface. Try on the flat surface or try it on the any silicon. Because silicon again, you connect very fast. The ground is also Bhuma Devi. You can connect to her also very fast. A table or ground, anywhere flat surface. Keep an object which is not going to just roll off, but it has some weight so that it can move. And a flat surface object so that no, it doesn't automatically the wind doesn't move off. Some weight like a coin or something which you can keep. Sit straight, visualize Swamiji in the third eye. Go on visualizing all the darshans, all the words. See, certain words has made him love you so much. He said specifically, I am not talking to everybody, I am talking to you. When he said that word, literally it just opened the heart. So go to the words which go to your deep heart and connect it. Whenever you feel the other person loves you, you just melt. Understand very clearly, Swamiji loves you to the core. So just hold that context, just melt in that and see the oneness space as pure romance. And from that space of oneness, connect to the object also in the same oneness, and you, the object and Paramashiva, everything is one and the same. Just ask it to move, it will simply move. Let's hold the beautiful space, chant the Mahavakya deeply. Just pure listening to the Mahavakya. It does the job, everything. It is so intelligent that it just does the job. So let's start with chanting. Just give us a minute.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda
Nityanandam. Nityanandam. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, please share. LJ. Yes, you have to unmute and speak up. Welcome back.
Thank you, Ma.
You have to come closer to the mic, Ma. Wait, maybe my hearing is not so.
So I was trying to roll a line on a picture of Swamiji, and I was able to make it roll a little bit, vibrate.
It started vibrating. Wow. Don't worry, little bit or more. You're able to move something and vibrate. Wow, that's in 15 minutes. That's awesome. Just hold that space, okay? It'll start flying one day. We'll make it fly. Yes, Swamiji is so cute. He really, Elijah is a will persistence guy. Don't miss the class, okay? That's the only thing, the will persistence. Superb. Good job. Yes, anybody else would like to share? Yes, Matoni.
Okay. Taking a little will persistence today. Okay, I was trying rolling the coconut on the phone, and it was vibrating.
Superb.
Vibrating it. It did not roll over, which I was hoping for. But anyway, I'm sure that'll happen. And of course, I switched and did it in the hand, and it rolls off and everything. I can do that.
Maybe it's going to break.
Yes, maybe so. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm so thankful that Swamiji said that.
Beautiful, ma'am. Beautiful. Just hold on that space. See, Swamiji is the ultimate space. What else we cherish? That's the best thing to cherish, the whole space, state, and powers of Paramashiva. Superb. Thank you all. Anybody else want to share? Okay. Please post your comments on Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power page. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. And yes, I'm sending the mail back to everybody, telling them the sessions have restored and we started again. So everything is settling down slowly and we'll have wonderful sessions with Swamiji. Swamiji himself conducts all these things. There is no difference because we cannot move it. He only has to move it. Only he is conducting all these sessions. So let's celebrate that. Thank you so much, all of you. So all the Shaktis, let's surrender to Swamiji's lotus feet. We just saw the lotus feet. Literally, my eyes were watering. So the Gangas were enjoying his lotus feet so much. So let's surrender all the Shakti to Swamiji's lotus feet. Let all that become more and more the buddhi, the subtler intelligence in me. And more we'll start manifesting higher powers. So with that, let's sit straight, visualize Swamiji in a third eye and end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Swamiji. See you all tomorrow for the next session. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma. Nithyanandam.